Welcome to TeamGuru tutorial how to create summary metrics. Summary metrics helps you to define how the metric values from selected organization unit, for example sites, roll up to a higher level organization unit such as region. Before we start creating these new summary metrics, let me explain you and show you a little bit more in detail what we are going to learn about today. To be able to show you a little bit better, I found and opened one of my dashboards, and here you can see a matrix, and on the left side you can see sites. TGCA is a main org unit, main region, and its subfolders are sites for Torrance, Bridgeport, Cambridge, Kansas City, and Lansing. Now we have a metric for revenue, and you see that all these sites are collecting data for this metric. However, not TGCA yet. We would like TGCA region to automatically calculate and get data from all these sites for this metric. And how to do that, that's how we need to create summary metric for. Let's get started. From the left side and module panel, please click on metric dashboard. And from the submenu, click on summary metrics. Now we can start how to create a new summary metric. When you click on a green plus button, it gives you two options, create single metric and mass create metrics. We'll start with creating single metric. When you click on it, it takes you to summary metrics definition and settings. And now we are ready to set up our summary metrics definition. First, we choose our metric from drop-down menu. In our case, it's the metric for revenue. So we find our metric. These metrics, they have to be already existing. Otherwise, you have to first create a new metric. Then we have to select who are we collecting data for, if it's going to be org unit, action list, or partner. In our case, it is org unit. And from drop-down menu, you select your org unit, which was TGCA. Now, formula, here you choose how the org unit summary value will be calculated. Our example, it was a sum, but you also have an option to choose average, minimum, or maximum. And you also can choose if you want your summary metric settings to be protected by choosing this box and metric administrators. And they're going to be the only ones who can change and modify your summary metric settings. Here you have to choose org units that the data will be calculated from. And from drop-down menu, since our dashboard, it was Bridgeport, Cambridge, Kansas City, Lansing, and Torrance. We click on them, select them, and click Close. And you can also complete summary metrics definition. That's optional. Once you are done with all your definitions, you just click on Save and Return button. Now it takes us back to our summary metrics list. And we can check that our summary metric was created. You can either choose a metric or org unit. I will select my org unit. And here you can see that our summary metric for revenue and for TGCA was created. And you can also double check in your dashboard. And now let's go back to our second option, how we can create our summary metrics. So when we click on our green plus button, it gives us the option for mass create metrics. So when you click on it, you will see another two options, and you can either mass create based on another summary metric structure, or you can mass create summary metrics using another org unit as a template. Let's start with our first option, mass create. Here you can mass create summary metrics for multiple organizations using the input org unit structure created for different metric. So when you click on it, simply put, let's say that you have a multiple units that they are collecting summary metrics for accidents, safety metric, and you would like also these org units collect summary metrics for different metric. So now first we select metric that we want to be created. Then we select already existing metric that this metric will be based on. And now you can see the list of all org units. They are already collecting values for this metric accident safety, and now they will be also collecting metric values for metric process yield quality. And you also have an option to restrict to create those summary metrics only for specific unit. Let's say you don't want those summary metrics to be created for the whole company, and you can just choose from drop-down menu the units that you would like to create those summary metrics for. You can also include subfolders by checking this box, and calculation method, how you would like to those summary metrics to be calculated. Once you are done, you just click on Create New Summary Metrics button. And now we can check that our metric process yield was truly created for all those org units. In the filter, we can from drop-down menu choose our metric. And here you see that it was created for all those org units. And now let's go back to our second option, Mask Create Summary Metrics. These metrics will be created from already existing summary metrics for another org unit, and all sub-org units will automatically be assigned as a source. So when you click on it, now you choose the org unit that you would like to create summary metrics for. You choose the org unit that those summary metrics will be based on. And here you can see all the sub-org units for my folder TGCA North America. Here you have an option, you can either remove any org units, or you can add units from drop-down menu and from your organization structure. And here you see the summary metrics that will be created for your folder TGCA North America based on an org unit that you have selected. Once you're done, you click on Create New Summary Metrics. And to make sure we can check our org unit if all the summary metrics were created, when we select our org unit, you will see that all the summary metrics were created and you are all set. Now here you can see a list of summary metrics that are already created. If you would like to look up a summary metric, you have an option to click on Show Filters button, and you can look up your metric by either by specific name from drop-down menu, or you can even look up the metrics by org unit. When you click on the org unit and you would like to see what summary metrics are already created, here it will give you the list of metrics created for that unit. Once you are done, you can just unclick your filters options, hide filters, and you are right where you started. If you need to make any modification to already existing summary metrics, you just need to click on an Edit pencil, make changes, and once you are done, you just save and return. I would like to also add that you are able to copy your metrics. So let's say that you want to create a new metric for TGCA North America folder. When you click on that Edit pencil, you can just click on Copy as New Metric. And now you see that the whole summary metric is already set up. You don't need to choose if it's for org units, formula, and what is it calculated from. The only thing you have to do is choose the metric that you want to be created from drop-down menu. And once you choose it, you just click on Saved and Return button. And I would like to also show you how you can find your summary metric and how it is calculated in your dashboard. So here is my dashboard. Here is our region TGCA and then revenue metric. When you double click on data, here you will see that this metric is calculated and it is summary metric. And when you scroll all the way down and click on related metrics, here you see it is the summary value calculated as sum from org units, and those org units are Bridgeport, Cambridge, Kansas City, Lansing, and Torrance. And here you will see a totals for our region TGCA. And one more thing I would like to mention before we finish our tutorial. If you have any summary metrics and you need to make any modification to that summary metric, you click on that edit pencil. And let's say right now I would like this TGCA org unit calculate data from these units plus extra one, which let's add Boston. And now let's see what's going to happen. If you scroll down, now you will see this notification. The changes can be applied to multiple summary metrics. And here are your options, what you can choose from. If you would like to update only this summary metric, if you want to update all TGCA summary metrics with the same input org units, or if you want all TGCA summary metrics. And whatever you choose, that's how it's going to update in the system. This should be all for covering summary metric basics. If you have any questions or need any assistance, please don't hesitate to contact us at support@teamguru.com. We would be very happy to hear from you.